Hello everyone, welcome back for day 4 in our lesson, God of Peace. Yesterday we left off talking about the memorial that Gideon had built in his life, representing a place where he had found peace in God. And we talked a little bit about, how we can have those places in our lives and how we need to set up those places in our lives. So today we're going to be going into that a little bit further and looking at things that can help us find peace in times of crisis. And obviously this isn't the be-all, end-all list that has everything listed and everything that we're going through and in all the possible ways, but there are a few tips that can kind of help us develop this further in our lives. The first thing that we need to do is to create a personal place of prayer. The psalmist wrote in Psalms 91, 1 through 2, "He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say to the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress. My God, in Him I will trust." When we find that personal place of prayer, it becomes a refuge. It becomes something that we can say for ourselves. When I was faced with this difficult time, I remembered I found that place of prayer, and it made me feel so much better, or it gave me peace to get through the trial that I was facing. Sometimes I personally kind of laugh at myself a little bit because I'll forget and I'll be worrying, and then it just kind of hits me and it's just like, just go pray, even for a few minutes, and it just totally changes the atmosphere, totally changes my mental state, and what's going on around me may not really change, but what's going on inside of me can change, and the peace of God can fill my heart. The second thing we need to do is commit ourselves to God's calling. Psalm 37:5 tells us, "Commit your way to the Lord, trust also in Him, and He shall bring it to pass." If there's something that we're dealing with, or maybe there's a calling on our life that we are not comfortable with handling yet, we need to accept that calling and commit to that calling and know that it's what God has called us to. And if we accept what He is calling us to, He's going to be there right with us. He's not going to let us fail. He's going to carry us through and see His plan come to pass. The third thing that we need to do is confirm and know for ourselves and accept that He is with us and He is our peace. Thessalonians 3:16, Paul said, "Now may the Lord of peace Himself give you peace always in every way. The Lord be with you all." It's important for us to know for ourselves that God is in our life and God is there to give us peace and to help us through whatever we may be facing at the time. And then finally, we need to continue a lasting legacy of devotion. There are plenty of biographies of Pentecostal pioneers and the testimony of even elders in our own church that share the faith of our founders and share the faith of the founders of this very church with succeeding generations. It's something that is handed down and passed down. So likewise, the impact of our own devotion during times of crisis can be an enduring memorial for those that follow after us or those that are even around us at the time. Sometimes we think, maybe I don't have any kids or I don't have any grandkids to pass this down to, or whatever the case may be. When we set up that memorial in our lives, when we find that place of dedication in our lives, others that are around us currently can feed off of that. Others that are around us can visit that memorial that's been set up in our life, and others that are around us can pick up faith and pick up faith from a memorial, or peace from a memorial that we've set up in our own lives. We want to continue a lasting legacy of devotion. Deuteronomy 4:9, Moses commanded, "Only take heed to yourself and diligently keep yourself, lest you forget all the things that your eyes have seen, unless they depart from your heart all the days of your life, and teach them to your children and to your grandchildren." In other words, don't forget about what God has done. Celebrate it. Dwell on it. Pass it down to those around you. Tell others of the good things that God has done. If someone is dealing with the hard times, maybe ask them if it's okay if you can share with them a time that God delivered you or God did something for you in a similar situation, and tell them that there is hope. There is a way out. There is, light beyond the darkness. There's light at the end of the tunnel. It's all going to be okay. God is going to take care of it. We have to know that the God of peace is present. He is eternally present, and he is with us. He is the I am that I am. He is Jesus Christ. He is the same yesterday, today, and forever. Because of who he is, we can believe his promises. We have to receive that God of peace. We have to receive Jehovah-Shalom. We have to receive Jesus, the Prince of Peace, into our lives, and resist the temptation to surrender in the face of trouble. He promised to prepare a place for us. Know that his promises are true. We have to embrace his peace. We have a choice in the matter. We can ignore it, or we can say, you know what? I'm going to embrace this peace that God gives. I'm going to accept this peace that God gives us. He said in John 14:1, "Let not your heart be troubled. We are not helpless and battered without recourse. Fear is our enemy. The unbridled mind will wander into the deepest abyss of fear and depression. Helplessness and discouragement will lay claim upon our souls, but we cannot allow them to prevail. We have to resist the enemy. We have to stop the other voices and hear the one that speaks peace. John 14:27 says, "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give unto you. Not as the world gives, give I unto you. Let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid." As you go through the rest of your day today, don't let your heart be troubled. Don't let your heart be afraid. Find that peace of God. Embrace that peace of God and see how it can change the rest of your day. God bless you, and we'll see you again tomorrow to wrap up this lesson.